for example, to study abroad? The application process, did you do
So the
IELTS or GRE or
application
something?
for the application process, I initially went to, I think the name of the organization is IRCC, but IRCC was mostly meant for universities like Ryerson and Guelph. So Schulich School of
Okay.
Business is under is under York University, and York University isn't a client of IRCC. So for York University's application, it was more about going to OUCC, or there's this particular website, I forgot the name, but it's like a very popular website for applications in Ontario and in Canada. So I went to the
Okay.
website, and it was just a normal procedures. I filled in all the boxes, whatever came in front of me. Like it was I think 3, 4 years ago, so my memory is a bit vague, but
Mm-hmm.
it was just a simple procedure. I went to the website, I chose my universities, I filled in all the necessary boxes, and I collected all the documents which were needed from my school and
Mm-hmm.
from everywhere, like all my ECAs and everything. I collected all my documents, my results and everything.
So you did it all, sorry, you did it all by yourself.
Yeah, I did all by myself. So for Ryerson
Mhm.
and Guelph, an agency helped me, but then again, I didn't end up taking that offer from those universities. So mostly
Okay.
everything for my university, for what from where I'm like for Schulich, everything I did it myself. So I didn't get any external help. It was just about, I feel like with the introduction of technology and everything, like you have everything in front of you. You don't need external help for all these. So you just go
Exactly,
to the
exactly.
website, you just go to the necessary website, and you just fill in the boxes,
Mm-hmm.
follow all the steps. And if you're stuck with something, go to YouTube. There are like hundreds of channels maybe helping you to
Yeah,
study abroad, to go to Canada, right? So watch
yeah.
those videos, and then you can probably end up, having like a good conclusion.
Yeah, so to draw a summary for the people here, you choose Canada because of your extended family living there,
Support and
and
a
also
link in the education system.
education system, North American education system over British, let's say.
Yeah.
And then accounting is because you feel more comfortable and you see better career prospect for you, and
Yeah.
personally you feel much more adaptable
Yeah.
to that. And also application process, you had to do IELTS, right?
Yeah, I
Or
had to
GMAT or
do
something?
IELTS. So the thing with Canadian universities is you don't need SAT. So it's one thing very important. I would
Mm-hmm.
like to let the viewers know. You don't need SAT for Canadian universities. So SAT
Okay.
is something you need for US, but for Canadian universities, IELTS is important. So having
What
like a
about
good
GRE and GMAT?
GRE and GMAT, I think anything which is probably equivalent to IELTS. So from my end, I felt like IELTS was the most I feel like accepted form of English communication proficiency test, right? So it's the most
Okay.
accepted form of proficiency test in Canada. So if you want to
Okay.
stay in the comfortable zone, and if you want to make sure that you're going in the right direction, I think IELTS is your way to go. And for Canadian universities, you just need IELTS, nothing more than
Okay.
that. And you just need to have a good band score. The band score varies from universities to universities.
Yeah.
Your Schulich School of Business usually requires a band score of 7 out of 9, but
Okay.
other
Yeah.
universities or colleges may require a lesser band score of like 6 or 6.5. It really depends on the universities and from which background you're coming from. So
And I presume
my
you. Uh-huh.
Another
Sorry.
important thing, so for my case, I always studied in an English medium background, right? So
Yeah.
I had all the necessary prerequisites done. So we had O-level English, which is under the British curriculum, and those are most of the time accepted by universities. It is good to give IELTS. Like I would say IELTS, you would need it regardless for the application. The visa application process itself, you would need it. So getting done with IELTS is important. But for my universities, my university looked at my O levels grade as well, and they felt like, okay, it's good enough to get into
Mm.
the university. But for the visa
Okay.
application process, regardless, you need to do the IELTS. So IELTS is a
Yeah. So just because someone has, for example, in Bangladesh, a lot of misconception that you have money and you can go and study anywhere. You need to have a proper good as a score. You need to have a good academic background to get into this kind of universities, right? Isn't it?
yeah. I think money isn't enough. Like to get into a good university, you always need a good enough result, and especially when
Mhm.
you're applying for scholarships. There's another misconception that IELTS gives you good scholarships. That's not
Mm.
true. IELTS is just a
Exactly.
proficiency test, and if you're from
Yeah.
a Bangla medium curriculum, like that is when probably IELTS is more needed because universities usually don't accept that curriculum. So if you're from
Mm-hmm.
English medium curriculum, then again for universities, you're in a safe zone. But for visa application process, you would need that regardless. So IELTS is a must. And for
Exactly.
education background, for education, and I would say like money isn't enough. Like you need to have a
Mm-hmm.
decent enough grade. So I know people, like I wouldn't call out names, but I know a lot of people who got offer from Schulich, but they
Uh-huh.
didn't end up getting into Schulich after their offer because their final A levels grade wasn't up to the mark or to the standard of Schulich. So
Mm,
for maths,
okay.
they suppose for our A levels, they require like minimum two Bs and one C, and for maths you have to have like a minimum of B. So that guy
Mm-hmm.
ended up getting like a D in for his maths, and he didn't end up getting the final offer. So he got one conditional offer before the final exam of our A levels, but end of the day, because he couldn't meet the requirements, he didn't end up getting the offer, and he then went to like the normal business school of York. So York has two
Mm-hmm.
business schools. One is the Schulich School of Business, which is the good one, and a normal business school which falls under the normal curriculum of York. So he
Okay,
ended up
so
going to York, right? So that
so
is
the summary is that you need to have a good academic background. You need to have score good results in your O level, A level, or HSC or HSC, whatever, then score
exactly.
IELTS as well, and then apply accordingly.